Hello everyone! I hope you can see and hear me okay. I am late, as usual. We were at my parents' house having a lovely dinner, and my son really didn't want to go home, so he had a bit of an episode, so it was a little bit tough, but we finally got home, and I have put him to bed, and now my husband took over, so we should be able to do the stream today as usual. And I've been thinking about different ways to get rid of the camera in the view. So I've been thinking about that because it's like almost in my face all the time. But yeah, and I haven't really planned what we're doing today, so it's going to be a little bit messy, and you know, but we'll figure something out. We're going to work on the junk journal. I made my last stream, so I'm going to get it in frame. I was thinking that I was going to make like my first journaling page, and let's see if I can get, or maybe we decorate the cover. I haven't really decided yet. So at least we can get everything in a frame now. I'm working in a little bit of a wider angle. We started last time like halfway through the stream, just because this book is a bit bigger than what I usually work with, and you know, maybe it's better to have like bigger perspective rather than to be able to see all of the details. So, and I'm going to flip to so I can see the chat and everything. And I have no idea what I just pushed something from my desk. Oh, it was just some paint that I don't use. So it's okay. I think we're going to work with walnut stain. I like vintage photo better, but I don't have that on my desk. I think it's in the kitchen. So we're going to work with walnut stain today. Or antique linen if we're using distress ink, and we're going to use laces and goodness. And I was thinking that we should use, I have some really beautiful images from Studio Light, both like these lighter shabby chic ones, and then I have like a little bit duskier images with flowers and some birds and other stuff. So you could look into that. There's some larger images like this one. I really like this one, so I think I'm going to use this. Or I think I have a sheet, one more sheet with like larger images that I could use for this. Let's see here. I think that I like this one better. Or this one. No, I'm going to use this one because it's better for the color scheme. key. Is that it? There we go. I think that matches nicely. And then I was thinking that I'm going to make like a scrap lace spine on this one, but on like the other direction maybe. I'm not really sure what to do really. And I printed some images I'm going to use for the photos. I'm going to use for the journaling, and I made like a test print on one of the tea-dyed papers, and as you can see, the printer didn't like the tea-dyed papers at all, so it totally chewed the first time, and the other side was a little bit less crinkly in the front, and I think that I can use this, but it's not as crisp as I would like it to be. So we'll see if I use that, but I will definitely use this, and I think that I will use this tea stained silk piece as well as like a background, and I am going to distress this a little bit with walnut stain. And I might even use, I have like this, it's actually a body shimmer, and I would like to use this in here somehow, maybe together with some gesso, or I haven't really decided, but I want to cover, I had like a little accident here and it doesn't really fit what I want it to look like. It's black and I like brown stains and maybe blue, so I haven't really decided what to do with that. But I think that I'm going to start out with some distressing all around, and we're going to use the antique linen, if I can find, here's my, just to see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think I'm going to use the walnut stain instead, and a lot lighter. Because I want to like get rid of the crispiness of the book. I think it's a little bit too light. So I'm just distressing the edges a little bit. I think I'm out of frame again. I'm going to move this down a little bit because I tend to get out of frame, like down. Oops. This was just a glue gun. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. So, just a really light distressing around the edges. And I might even just like stain this a little bit more with coffee, like with some splatters. But the thing is, when you use like drops of coffee, it's really hard to know where the stains are going to end up. I know that a lot of people use like stencils to make stains like splatters, and I assume that it's about like knowing what you get, because like stains are always a bit tricky. So that's what we are working with from here, and I want to like, I don't like that the the Tyvek I used for the backing is shining through the fabric. So I don't really know what to do to hide it without... Maybe I should just do the usual scrap lace spine that I did before. Oh, hello Charity. I'm happy to see you again or chat with you again. I'm going to make I'm going to decorate the cover of this junk journal. I don't know if you watched me a couple of days ago when I made this, but I made this a couple of days ago on the stream, and I plan to use this as my personal journal. And it's not embellished at all on the inside. The only embellishment you can see is the lace that I used to bind it together, and some lace I used here just to hide the gap a little bit. And if you look too far down here, you can see that I did some lines there to as a guide when I stitched the binding, but it's not visible if you know the lace is in the way and the silk that I used. So yeah, I'm going to decorate the cover, and if I have time, do some journaling on the inside. But I was just figuring out what to do with the Tyvek here. I don't know how far you watched, but so that's what I'm doing. And I ran out of scraps of lace scraps, because I used them for like a lot of stuff, making tassels. And yeah, I was thinking that I'd make like a tassel for it. I'm going to start out with making a tassel for this one actually, because I want one hanging from the spine, and I was thinking that I could like thread something through here and tie it just to give it something to hang from. Or I might just attach it here, like with an eyelet or something. But it's too late to add an eyelet here, I think. So yeah, but we're going to start with the tassel. And I haven't really planned anything today. That's why I can't really decide what to do about stuff, because I don't really know what to do about stuff. So... And my craft table is a mess because I just got home and I haven't really had any time to, you know, fix things. So, but we're going to make the best we can. And I think that it's going to be so much fun today too, because I found out I really like streaming. It's nice, something nice to do while crafting. And I think this could look really nice in a tassel if I make like, and I think this is a good length, so I need some of this. We're not going to use as much of the dirty muslin as of silks and other stuff. It's just to, like, I don't know if I even have a scissor here. That's incredibly annoying. But we're going to figure something out, I think. Oh, I have this little scissor thing. There we go. Some of this. I think I have a lighter in, it's like, I have everything in boxes, because before I had my boxes on my table, and now instead I have, this is what this part looks like. All my craft supplies or tools, scissors and glitter stuff, and my computer with a stream on top of that, if you can see anything from this. So, and then I have like my messy craft space right here. I can see if I can get the camera angle back together. Yeah, it looks okay, I think. So that's my secret. Or how it looks. Oh, this is like a thread thing. So I'm just going to take out like stuff that I have, like scraps and bits and pieces of, but I like the subtle tea staining. I have some avocado dyed stuff. Like the silk is my absolute favorite to work with. So, you know, you can like throw it into coffee and it gets a beautiful color. It's very forgiving. And I think we're going to use, I have some freshwater pearls as well. Also really lovely to work with. Sequins, really. I do have some. Here's my scissors, or at least the big ones. I have one for fabric and one for paper. I still miss my Sharpie. Haven't found it yet. I'm digging through my craft room like a crazy person. Still can't find it. So I don't really know what to do. It's like we have gnomes. Running around stealing things. Okay, we're going to leave this. This is more of an applique box, I guess, or for like more elaborate laces. So I'm probably not going to find anything in it, and I didn't, so I'm going to leave it there, but still on top, like in my box tower. So it's easy to reach. So let's see here. So far I have like 2 things in my tassel, and then I want a piece of this color. I like it when it's like different lengths as well. It makes it more interesting. As long as you have like a balance to the tassel. And we're going to take a piece of this fabric. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing now. This fabric is lovely and I've used it for a lot of my projects. And it's actually, I think it's a cotton fabric. I tried to like seal the edges once with a lighter and put it on fire. So should always be careful and like not seal things with the lighter unless you know that it's not, unless you know it's polyester. I think that's what I was trying to say. Anyhow, there, I think I'm going to, yeah, add some of this. There. Let's have another of the stained muslin. And I'm going to take some of this. This is just like silk threads that I have saved when I rip the fabric. It always like frays a lot, and I thought about this. I felt so, it was like sad to throw them away just because they were so shiny and beautiful, and I wanted to use them for something, so I started to make like tassels with these things, just like silk tassels. But I use them for a lot of stuff now, if I just can get it. Yeah, no. And like you can bind things together with these as well. So I think it's nice to like use something that you were going to throw away anyway. You can just add it and it makes like a nice touch to a lot of stuff. But I don't know why this is acting out. This is some kind of like embroidery thread, or you should crochet laces with this. If you have like the tiniest crochet needle in the world, you can use this stuff. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. It's too difficult. So we're just going to have to stick with these things. And I have some, I think I'm going to use another one of these. Yeah, now I remember what I was going to use. Like, I have a lighter in one of these boxes, and I wanted to seal the edges of this. Or at least I thought that I had a lighter in one of these boxes. Where could it be? You know, it could just make things easy and keep your things in order, but I'm just not one of those people. So that's a lot of time in my streams goes to like looking for things, unclogging my glue bottles. Stuff. No letter here is either. Then I don't really know. Let's just keep going. I can seal the edges later. Yeah, and this is empty. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter. And let's add some lace to this tassel. I really love this very delicate lace, but I'm not going to use it now I'm going to use a little bit of this, like a small piece, like that. And some of this lace. I'm going to check the length of them later, just to see how it all fits together. Here's some more creamy, and I just love how it looks when you like take a lot of laces and put them together like this. It's like cake, creamy and lovely cake. So I might take some of this as well. I don't know, I have black on my hands. I don't know where I got it from. I have some baby wipes here. It's for cleaning stamps. But you can basically clean anything with baby wipes, so it's very handy to have on your craft table. That's like my #1 tip, to keep your craft station clean. My second tip is like, keep your craft supplies in order. It makes it easier to find them. So now we're going to take a look at this and just make sure that we have like a nice balance to it. And I'm just going to add like more the lace, and I'm going to put some of the outside and some of the inside, just to, I'm going to take the creamy one. It's like the white one on the inside, the creamy one on top. There we go. So I think that we have like a nice balance here. I'm going to swap places on these two just to give it, there we go. So here's a nice balance. So then I'm just going to take a piece of this like scrap silk. It's not really a yarn, it's just like fabric threads, and wrap it around and tie it off. And I'm going to add like a charm on the top, where I'm going to like have the thread that I'm going to hang it from. But if you want like a loop where you can so you can hang your tassel, this is like where you should tie that loop. So then you have like a longer thread and you would hang it like this instead. But I'm going to use a charm instead of a loop, so I'm going to leave this on the inside, and then I'm going to tie it off like this. So, and I think I'm going to use this little piece of silk, or am I? I don't really like how it looks, so we're not going to use that. Here's some more of the scrap silk, and I'm going to use that instead. So I'm just tying it like this. Or at least I'm trying to tie it. Is this? What is this? We're going to make another attempt on that one. This is not easy. It's actually kind of difficult to tie. The threads are not even. So there we go. And you can cut them off. I'm just going to leave them there. It's going to add to the shabbiness of the tassel. And then you could like look if there's, I think this piece is a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut it off a little bit. And yeah, I think that we have a nice tassel here. And then I'm going to add some other stuff, like some pearls hanging from this. I think I'm going to add like could add some keys or something. I don't know. We're going to have to look into that. So I'm going to put this aside. And then I was thinking that we're going to look for some charms that could fit in this one. And the thing is that I only have like one, I don't know why this is here, one golden crown that I want to use for this. Oops, something happened. I have to go back here. There we go. On the other tassels that I made like this, I used this golden crown. And I don't really think that I have something similar in silver. I could use this, but it's not the color that I want. I want it to be, no, I'm going to use the gold for this one as well, because I really like how it looks. It's very, very pretty. So I'm just going to use one, so I'm taking this out. And I love this charm, it's very, very pretty. I used it on another journal, just hanging from the closure, I think on the end. Just a very nice little accent. I think I have to get some, I have like silver keys. I want to get some golden keys as well. So I'm going to sew it like this. And then I'm going to hang like the loop from here. So all I need is a needle and thread. I hope this is enough. No, it's probably not. Do I have, I think I can use this. Like that. Could use this stuff if I find the end of the yarn. There we go. So I'm just going to start out with attaching the thread to the tassel. So we don't have it sliding out, oops, like that while I'm working. I could make like a knot on the end, but oh, come on. There we go. So I'm just going to hold it here, and then, and I'm like sewing through to one side and then to the other side. I guess it could be easier with a curved needle maybe, but I only have like really thick curved needles with, they are like for heavy works like leather and stuff like that. And I don't really work with leather, but they are good for other stuff as well. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or if my fingers are in the way, but I think sewing a charm to a tassel isn't that difficult. So I think the tricky part is just to get it like straight on top. It has like a tendency to want to get crooked, so you have to watch out for that while you're working. So, but I think it's working out pretty nicely. So, and when you're happy with your result, it's just, you could like attach the needle very neatly, but I just sewed through the tassel and then the thread broke here, so I guess, and I'm just going to leave it hanging like so. So here's our tassel, and with the crown on top. And then I'm going to make like the little loop on top, and I'm going to use some of the silk yarn, or at least I think I'm going to use some of the silk yarn. It depends if I can like get it out of there neatly without tangling it too much. Gets tangled really easy, very easily. No. I guess you could use this for embroidering as well, embroidery. If you have like pretty silk fabric, you could just, when you rip the fabric, if you rip fabric, you can save the threads and use them for embroidery and other stuff, like making tassels and I don't know. There's a lot you can do. So I'm just like twisting this. Oops, and I dropped it, but twist it together so it, oh, it wasn't enough. I have to start over because I dropped it. There we go. So twisting and twisting and twisting and twisting. I've seen someone do this with like a screwdriver. She was working with like silver threads to make like twisted silver thread. So, and she attached it to like, I don't know if it's called like a electric screwdriver in English, but I think you know what I'm trying to say. And yeah, she just did that and did the twist in like 1 minute instead of like half an hour or whatever it takes. So that was really clever. So I just realized I'm going to add the other one to here. So I'm threading both sides through, and if you do it together instead of one at a time, it's much easier. But here, so here's the loop. I'm just doing this, making a knot here, I'm making another knot, and then I'm going to cut it off. So, and if you want to be sure that it sticks, you can add some glue to the knot, and that's what I'm going to do to make sure that it won't unravel, because I want to cut the ends off quite short, because I think that looks more pretty. And I have like my glue poking needle that's especially for that purpose, because it's like glued shut. The eye on the needle is glued shut, because I've done this so many times now. So I'm just like adding glue here to the knot, and it would keep it from unraveling. So there. So we've gotten this far. Nice tassel with a loop on it. So, and we could add some decoration to it. I have some freshwater pearls here. I did have some pink pearls, but I don't really know where they ended up. Not really sure actually. Oh, here they are. Pink ones. Some white, some pink. And I was thinking that I could add some buttons to this. Do I have the buttons in here maybe? No, I don't really remember where my buttons are. That's kind of a trick on here. Here they are. Oh, I have to. My foot is asleep. Oof. So let's pick out some cute buttons for this. I like this one, this one, These buttons are really cool because everyone is different from the other. None of them are the same. They all have like a different pattern on the back. So I'm not going to use all of these, but I'm going to use some of them. And then some of these pearls. And these tiny little pearls are so cute. And these are already like threaded. So, and this is just a simple cotton yarn. So basically what I do is like look for a gap where I think that something more could happen, and I think that, yeah, I could do something more here. Oh, that's just the glue. I hate getting glue stains. So, and like, so here's this little, and just to make this more visible, I'm going to hang it from this piece of lace here. So I just add it like so and tie something there, like tie a knot. And it gives so much interest to a tassel to like have little pearls and stuff hanging from it. And I wish that I had some like gold charms, like keys for instance, would have been very cute, but I haven't really gotten any golden charms because I didn't like gold before as much, but I've used it more and more, and I think it's so pretty. So yeah, I want to use it so much more now than I did before. I think that I'm going to like attach this like on top instead of dangling like this on top of some lace. Here for instance would be pretty. Going to thread it through one more time. So I guess there it is. And there's big holes here, so it's just to thread through the openings and tie it off. Oh, I threaded to the same hole, so there was much tying going on. There's the next one. There. And I just snip the ends off, but ouch! Not exactly by the knot. I'm leaving a little bit just so it won't unravel. So now I have a little button here, and you can add like as many elements as you like to this kind of project. I think that the button thing was super adorable, cute, so I'm going to add some, but I think that it will be easier like with a needle. But I'm not really sure where I have like normal cotton yarn instead of this because it turned out to be kind of fragile. But I think it's there. Not here, there. Just give me 1 second. Going to attempt to climb here. There it is. And together with my pearl stuff, I have. This is really good. I'm going to show you later what I use this for. So we're going to save some time on the thread not acting out so much. So, and I want some button here. Let's use this one. And I think that we're going to add it. No, I'm adding it with the like pearly side up. I think it's really cute. Like this. So it's just to sew through some like this, and I like to do it a few times, mostly because it looks pretty when there's like a lot of threads through the button on the front, so you can like see what color it is and stuff, especially if you have used another color than the button, like a pink would have been very pretty here, but I can't really. I think I have a pink thread, but I'm not going to climb again to look for it, so we'll just have to do with this, make do with this, with the white, and it's good enough. So, and I'm just going to tie this off here a few times, make it 2 times. There. And I think it really adds to the tassel, you know, having a little button there, button here, and this cute little pearl here. So, and now I'm going to show you how to like thread through a seed. No, it's not a seed bead. It's a freshwater pearl. And this silk that I have, when you thread seed beads or freshwater pearls, sorry, you're supposed to like use the silk thread and thread them all the way to the end and snip it off at the end, because the thread is like attached to a needle, a special kind of needle that you use for freshwater pearls. But I didn't know that when I started out working with them, so I snipped it off instead, so then I couldn't use like the rest of the silk. So, but I figured out a way to do it. I just took like, this is like the plastic kind of wire you use for fishing, but this is from a craft store because it's also used for making jewelry and stuff. And I take this and I use it like one of the needles instead. So you can see there's like little notches here in the thread, and that's from, so I just take one of those, and let's see if I can get this. So it's much more, it's trickier than, you know, when you don't have, when you haven't snipped the ends off, but and then you thread the plastic ends, both of the ends, through the pearl, and you pull the thread through. So it's, you can still use the thread even though you ruined it, so to speak. And I already have a knot on the end, and I'm going to make a knot on both sides. So I'm like tying a knot here just to hold the pearl in place, like that. And then I'm going to just tie it to a piece of lace here. Like this piece here. Oh, I have like two pieces here. Both pieces had buttons on them, so I'm going to use this here. So I'm going to tie it here, just threading through and making two knots. And I'm going to add glue to the knot. I'm snipping off a knot exactly at close to the knot, a little bit, you know, further away. And then I'm making a knot on the end again on the silk, because otherwise it will unravel. So, and then I'm going to do the same thing again. Just to, I think it's going to be enough after this one. I don't want it to like take over the tassel, I just want it to be like a pretty accent to it. Got to tie one here too, on the side. So there we go. And the same thing, snipping it off. Adding some glue to the knot. And tying the end so it won't unravel. So this is what it looks like now. To pull it a little bit. So it's not very visible. It's just giving some interest to the tassel. You know, when you look closer, you can see that there's some things going on, something dangling here and there. I think we're going to add, where is this one? So yeah, I'm going to leave it like this for now. So, and I'm going to put these things aside because I think we're going to use this to decorate the cover. I'm going to put the cap on here so it won't dry too much. So, let's see. This is what we've got, and I'm going to add the tassel here somehow. Maybe it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be enough to glue something to hold it. I'm going to take a piece of fabric and pull all the way through, I think, and tie it off here so I can tie the tassel there. Or should I make a hole here and add a eyelet? I don't have any eyelets and I don't have an eyelet tool, so I think that's going to be a bit tricky. I didn't think this through, did I? I might... It's not like strong enough. If I make one hole and add buttons to it, maybe. I did the same thing with like another journal. I wanted to add like a tassel and I hadn't thought it through really. And then I redid the spine on that one. Yeah, that's why. So I'm not going to be able to redo the spine, or I don't want to redo the spine on this one. So it's, yeah, I'm going to have to think of something. We're going to move on to the cover and the spine. Yes, and I want to hide these parts here because I don't like this. So I'm going to cover it up with lace, I think. I'm going to cover up this part with lace. And I do have a lot of lace, so it's not going to be difficult. But on the same, I want this image on front, so I'm just going to add it on top. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to try how this looks, because I really like this note stamp. It like showed up while I worked here. And I want to see what it looks like when I print it on fabric, so I'm going to like make a test piece here. And I think this looks really good. So we're going to do that on here. Yes, I like this. I like it. But I think that this is going to be quite enough for now. So, and then we're going to, yes, I am going to make a hole here. So we're just going to have to wing it. And I think I'm going to cover up the hole so it's not going to be visible once I've made the scrap lace spine. And then I'm going to attach like a button or something that I can hang the tassel from. So, but we're making like the smallest possible hole here. And I hope this is in the middle. I'm probably going to change my mind later, but then it's too late. So here's our hole. And that's what I do. I change my mind a lot. You might be aware about this. So that's how it works. So I was thinking that I could like add just a button like this on the inside. I'm going to like sew it through something, and then because I want to be able to remove the tassel, yeah, I'm going to figure something out, but we're going to start on the scrap lace spine. So, and that means that we need lots of scraps, and I'm not going to use this for this either. I'm going to use this for something else. Do I have some? I'm going to use these things, and we're going to use this. Just going to rip it a little bit more. That was not an option. So we're using these and this, and I want it to like cover everything. So there's gonna have to be some bigger pieces and some smaller pieces. Oh, I really like this. I haven't really had the chance to use this so much, but not as much as I want, at least. So we're going to use this. I love this lace. And here's my little needle. I had like a little heart glued to this, but it fell off. And we're using this pretty cotton lace. The thing is, when you like use a lots of different stuff, it's like they melt together in a very interesting, lovely way. That you can use some laces that you like and some laces that you don't like as much, and those you don't like as much is going to like blend in so much, or ow, so you don't really see what you don't like, if you know what I mean. So I really love using like a lot of different stuff at the same time, because it looks so pretty. Really, really pretty. And I love, 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 love this lace. It looks like, I think it looks like a crown. Very, very pretty. And this one is like a super version of this one. It's like this, but more of it on the same time. think that's really cool. So we're using that. And let's see, we have so much more here. Going to use some of this beautiful cotton lace. This one. I don't think I'm going to use this pink. It's a bit too, looks too plastic somehow. I'm not really into that. I think I really like the natural look that many of these laces have. I'm going to use some of this as well. I love this. And this one could look really nice as well here. No, we're going to take like this one. It had like this little, I don't know what this is supposed to be. I don't know if you can remove this. Probably not. That's too bad. That's too bad. Doesn't really look that. We'll have to go through from this. From this side, let's go from there. I don't know if I've plugged in my glue gun. And all my pins are falling off. And this is beautiful. But I have to look into now how many laces I've cut off, so I don't sit with a lot that I'm not going to use. So let's start out with this that I have here. And when I just put them together like this, I think that we have like a nice balance between white and cream. I would really like to have some more of the pink. This pink is a bit duskier. I don't know, it's more like a blush. I don't think I have more of this lighter pink. It's probably most of it. So yeah, I think we're going with this for now. Oh, I think I must have, it hurts where I poked myself on the needle. It's painful. Painful. So let's start in the middle. I have this one. I think it's a bit too long. I'm going to adjust to the sides. Maybe I can put something on top. And I'm going to cut it a little bit at an angle. Not too much, but a little bit. There, and I'm just going to like lay out the pieces to look where what it looks like. Here, yeah, I don't really. Well, we certainly have enough. I think this one is going to go on top. It matches the one here as well, so that's That's kind of neat, and I'm going to put this on top here, and that one is going to go under. Oh, this one is just the same as the one that I just used. There we go. So this is going to be under this, but I don't want these two as close to each other either. So can you see what I'm doing? I really hope so. I hope you can see what I'm doing. There, and I want like the stamp, the note stamp peeping out there, so I think that's kind of nice. I'm going to try to snip this off, or actually, yeah, I'm going to snip this off, and then I'm going to add a button on top when this is when this is done. I'm going to add a button on it. But there's some I don't know what I'm going to do here. I think I'm just going to place this underneath here, even though it's the same as the lace on the other side. Like that. But I don't want these to be like the same length either. So like this. And then I want some like really sheer. I think we could maybe add this on top of something. We're going to split it like this, and then we could add a button on top. Yes, that's what we're doing. That looks really, really nice. So, and I think that I had, excuse me. If you're wondering why I don't talk very loudly, it's because my voice can't really take that. It gets broken like right away, even though I don't really talk that much. Yeah, streaming is very straining for the voice. You keep talking all the time. But I can't really find the end of this one. Here we go. So how about this? Kind of felt like it was a bit too much of that one. I want some white popping in here. I think that looks nice. And then I did have like a pearl string, I think. Yes, and it's up here underneath a bunch of stuff. that's no longer in this box. Now where did I put that? Right, another box. You know, I rearranged my craft station a couple of days ago, and now I realize the things that I need is in the box that's underneath the thing that's holding my camera. So I'm going to like move this carefully. There we go. So I hope I'm not screwing up the angle too much. I think we could maybe work even higher. Something like this. Oh, it's getting really warm in here. Oh. So, let's see. I have like different kinds of pearls. I don't like this one that much. I don't think we're going to use this. I feel like I'm taking out and putting back that strange square pearl thing. I don't really think this is trim. I'm not sure what to call it. So, but I do like this a lot. I think that this is what we're using. I might add this. I'm not really sure because the plastic, it looks really plastic like compared to if I add these, but these are not going to handle like the handling of the book very well because it's freshwater pearls, so they are kind of fragile for not when you wear them as jewelry, but more when you wear them, or if you add them to like a book cover, then they wouldn't handle that very well. So, or I don't think so at least. So, but I think this looks really, really nice. So we're going to add some of this to the project, and maybe, so I'm going to just cut this off here. And then we're going to add some more laces because it's not full yet. This keeps falling off. I don't really know what to do about it, so we're going to put this aside. I don't think we're going to use more of this, but we're going to use some of this. And this lace is so lovely, and you can really see through it as well, but I'm not really sure. Maybe I have some coffee stained. I'm going to check how that looks together with this. If it's like too dark, I'm not sure. Well, this isn't too dark at least, so this, we're using that, but I think this is too dark for this project. I'm not a big fan. It's from the ship journal. So I used some coffee stain stuff, coffee stain laces for that. So at least we can use use that one. And I'm going to add this. I'm going to do the same. We're going to split it because it's not long enough. And of course, it's not the same length exactly. That's fine. Just going to let it like overlap a little bit, or we're just going to cut a piece off like that. Yeah. So, and this is going to be a little bit on top because this looks gorgeous. And I don't feel like I need to cover this off. I think it looks pretty good anyway, so we're just going to put it like on a different place than where I patched this together, so it doesn't look too you know, so I don't get like a seam. I don't want like a seam, I want it to be more. So, and I think we're going to remove this for now, and I think this is going to sit really well here. And of course it's going to be shorter. It's there. What is that? Is it? Oh, it's glitter. But how did this end up here? I have no idea. We'll figure something out. So we're adding, I think we're adding more. I only had like one string of pearls on the other one, but I'm going to use more on this one because I love pearls. And this is my journal. So, and I'm going to like only glue on the spine first, just to make sure that I can like tuck it into the crease here, and then I'm going to like bend it back and forth just to make sure that it doesn't get, you know, hard to bend it or anything, because I know that happens sometimes. So yeah, we're going to hold on to that one for now. This one can be here, or it's a bit, it's like all of the shiny whites are here and the muted whites are here. So we might do this, move this there and this here, and then this one, perhaps this one, and then this one, maybe. Yes, something like that. And then I'm going to cut a piece of this and put it somewhere here, and then it's like only a little bit left. I don't know how straight this is. Not very straight at all, actually. Excuse me. My voice is dying. My voice is dying. So just right for this piece here. Do you think it looks good? I'm not really sure actually, but maybe if I put something on top here. No. Yeah, I think that looks better. So that's what we're doing. And I'm going to snip this off here. And yeah, I think that these two are like the same angle on that side. So we're doing that. Taking this a little bit further here. Yeah, and that's my son you hear in the background, but Dad's here. So he's seeing to him now. No worries. No worries. So, and I want something here. I'm not really sure though what to, because this is like a cream lace and this is a white lace. I would like to have more pink, but I'm out of pink, so I just have to figure something else out. I have this. It could work. But I'm not really a big fan of white and white next to each other. I want it to be, but removing this, of course. So we get like this part here. You know, you can keep going forever with this. It's just, I think this looks nice. Like that. And I think it's like a little bit boring because all of these are the matte, like cotton things, have the matte cotton feeling to it. So I'm going to add the string of pearls here, and then I realized that I was going to add the other string of pearls here. So we're just going to add one more string of pearls, like in the middle here, like something like that. Or maybe the bigger one. No. I think it's me. I like the really subtle, not so shiny, like a little bit plain, but still shiny and beautiful. So I guess I punched the camera a little bit. I'm going to have to correct that and see if that angle's good. And I can't really see all of the screen, so I just have to going to check it here. No, it's not the way I like it. I'm going to adjust it again. You know, I would like a real, you know, thing to put my camera on. so I don't have to have it like in front of my face and stuff. But I think this is what we're going to end up with. So, and actually I think I'm going to add like lace here as well, at least on the front cover. Yeah, so that's what we're doing, and I'll make sure it's all covered all the way. And I could use hot glue, but the thing with hot glue is that since it's plastic, it shines through like the holes on the lace, so you can see that there's plastic behind it. And like in some projects you can't see it, in some it doesn't really matter, but I don't really like how it looks at all. So I like to use this PVA glue for gluing lace, because I think it looks much prettier. So now I have to think about which laces are going to be on top and which are going to be like underneath. So since this is going to be like on top of this, so I'm gluing this before the other one. Now I'm going to add the white one on top of these two. And later on I'm going to add the pearl thingies with hot glue, but yeah, that's later. And I need to use hot glue with that because it won't stick otherwise. So here we go with this one. Yeah, and I decided to put this on top, but I think that will look a little nicer, and I really like this rose trim, so we're adding that there, but I put it too far underneath, so this is what we're doing. There we go. Oops. I don't really understand this glue bottle. Sometimes it like squeezes out glue on its own, and sometimes it won't get any glue. It doesn't matter how much I squeeze. So that's kind of interesting. Oh, I forgot. I want them on like different lengths, because I think that looks more like random, and that's much prettier than when you get like a seam. I don't like that at all. And I have to be really careful now when I'm gluing the silk, because before I've had like glue bleeding through, and I didn't really like that at all. It ruined like the whole project. So I'm going to like wipe it a little bit. And I think it worked. I'm going to use my trusty baby wipe here to clean my finger. And I totally forgot I had like a pink lace. I don't know how this would look here. Maybe I should take the mic a little bit closer. I don't know. Let's do that. See how that works out. I don't know. No, I don't like it at all. Not that one. So let's see. And then this, and then I'm going to use the crown lace on top of this. So we're adding blue here. I'm going to clean this up. I was thinking that I should like cover this, but I'm not going to cover this. Just going to snip this off. Instead. Something like this. I think it looks nice. I think it's coming together really nicely. I'm going to wait a bit with this one. I'm going to put this aside. And then I'm going to glue this. There we go. What did I have here? Yes, it was another. Where did I put that? Here. And I have to clean up this one as well. This is the thing when you order like laces from China. This is a China lace. I think that many of them that you buy really cheap are like stuff that they don't really sell in stores. It's like supposed to be thrown away, but they sell it like on eBay instead. I think so, at least, because yeah, some of the stuff is not like store quality. It's more like eBay quality. So yeah, I think some of it is like that. I've heard that somewhere, but I think it's a good thing though, that to like sell and use things that's supposed to be thrown away. Doesn't really matter that much, and I hardly paid anything for it, so that's really nice. Laces can be really expensive if you buy it in like a fabric store or whatever. So did I start in this direction, or should I have it like upward, because this one is downward? Or should it like go in the same direction? I'm not sure. I might do something drastic and change it all together. I tend to do that sometimes. I think I'm just going to keep it like this. So the both are going like downward. This. I'm removing these two because this is going to be on top, and I don't really know why I decided to use like the same lace next to each other. I think I'm going to change that. I'm just going to use this there. Oh yeah, we are going to do something with the hole here as well. Can't forget about that either. So here, and then something here. How about this really, really beautiful, nice and crisp lace there, like this. Nope, nope, don't like it at all. Nope. How about, I think that it looks like too stiff. I like this better though. But I like it when it's soft looking. I think all of these laces are like soft looking laces. Let's see if I can find something else. Here we have some, I've been hoarding this little one forever. It's like, this is one of the real vintage laces that my grandma gave me. So I'm going to use a piece of this. It's like someone did crochet this lace by hand with the tiniest crochet needle in the world. I think that's kind of impressive. Really impressive actually. So we're using that. I'm going to put this here, and here. And maybe something more sheer here. I have like, oops, this, could use this perhaps. No, I think that it's more of a cotton lace thing here, but I am running out of cotton laces, so, and the thing is, if I use this crisp white again, I don't think I want to use like crisp white here. I could use like some, I have this fabric. I'm sorry about punching the mic. It's not that I don't like you guys, it's just in the way. So, but this is like totally different color scheme, so I'm not really sure about it. I think this I just use like a tiny strip. I think that's going to do the trick, just to like break the crisp whiteness. It's horrible to cut like silk fabric with bad scissors. So let's see what we can do with these. It's not going to be easy to pull them off, but yeah. You see, I get like a ton of these threads, and sometimes I just toss them because I get so many. But I do like to use them though. Most of the time I use them. So I think that just adding this strip on top here like breaks the crispness of the white here. So yeah, I'm going to do that instead. I think that looks better. And I might even cut something else, but I want to like add the glue in the crease here, just to see this side is the back of the book. So I'm going to add this like this, but I'm going to look if I can like cut it so it fits the image, and then like add more to the side. But I I really like this. So this is glued down, so I'm going to glue these down. And yeah, before I glue the last one down, I'm going to do something about the hole there that I did. So I can add the tassel if I want to. So I'm going to save this piece for last. Then I'm going to add like the strip of fabric on top here. Go. So I'm just going to like clean this area a little bit, just to make sure I don't have more stains. And as it turns out, there is like distress ink, but this baby wipe is getting so dry. I think I'm going to take another one here. You know, when there's distress ink on the table, most of the time it doesn't really matter because it doesn't react when it's dry, but as fast as it gets a little bit wet, it's very reactive. So oh, you can see this, it's filled with distress ink. So I'm kind of scared to put my book on here because it's going to get stained. Look at my hand. I should do this more often, you know. So I'm going to like try to clean my hand up. I have no idea why I got so much ink here. Don't feel that I have inked so much, but I guess I must have, since there's so much of it here. So I guess I could use some fabric that I'm going to stain anyway to wipe it off. Oh, I didn't even know I had this. This is like a good way to... I actually do this when I am staining like fabric. I wipe coffee stains on the table and stuff, just because then it gets more natural and interesting. Like this one is stained in 3 different stages of drying. Like the base tone is from when I dipped it into the tea, and then I like let it dry so it was what do you say, damp, and then I added like some coffee here, and when the fabric is still damp it like bleeds out, so you get like these very muted stains. And then I let it dry even more, and this I just tried to make it look like ink stains, but this was not the right color to do that. It's from like a alcohol marker. And then when it was completely dried, I spilled some tea on it, and so there's the difference between like stains on dry fabric and stains on damp fabric, because like the water in the fabric makes it bleed more. And so that's what I do to make the fabric more interesting. And the fabric on this book, for instance, is only like stained in the damp stage. If you know what I'm saying. No, know what I mean? So now I'm going to like work the laces into the crease here, just to make sure my book can be easily opened and closed without any, so the lace won't affect that. And I do have like a tool I use for scoring, but I don't know where it is at the moment. So like everything else I own, it's somewhere. I will find it after the stream probably, like everything else, in like the dumbest place ever, because that's usually where my things are. I once found my glasses in like the closet, because I just put them there. I just took them off and put them in the closet because that was the closest place, and I thought that my son wouldn't get a hold of them because he really likes playing with my glasses for some reason. I guess he likes to play with everything I own just because it's mine. So I just put them in the closet, and then I couldn't find them the next day because it's not a very clever place to put them. So I walked around like without my glasses for half the day. And it's not that I can't read a text on my phone without my glasses, but I can like live and walk to the front door without hurting myself, but it's still very annoying, and I do tend to get headaches when I don't have my glasses on, so it's kinda, I really need them. So it's kind of a bummer, and I really felt like most of the dumbest person in the world when I found them, because then I remembered that I did put them there, and I took too much glue. And you can see here that it bled through the fabric a bit. But I don't think that it's too much of a problem actually. It's just in the crease here. And still it's like, this is my journal, so it's allowed to be a little bit more crooked and have like little flaws on it. That's okay. It's totally a different story when I'm making stuff for other people or for like my Etsy shop. Then I want them to be exactly what I want them to be. So I'm really working it into the crease here, and just in a minute I'm going to make sure my glue gun is fired up and ready. Because the downside of this glue is that it takes a little while to dry. So there we go. Really hope that it's dry now. I'm going to try to bend the page or the cover. So as you can see here, since I worked it into the crease, this is fine. Otherwise it will like bubble up here and act out a little bit. But this is going to be fine. And because I've used like only tie-back and fabric, then there's not much resistance here, so I think the lace is going to like add to that resistance a little bit and make it more sturdy, and I think that's a good thing. So now we're going to look at the front cover. And I think that we're going to use this image. And yeah, maybe it looks good just by, I can just add it on top of the lace. I don't really think that it matters too much that the lace is like underneath here, and then just add some, maybe something here, or just like something here that goes underneath. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I think I'm not really sure what to do. We have like this, because I really love this. I think I'm going to use this inside the journal instead, because it was really cool. I'm going to do that a lot more, like stamping on fabric. Haven't, you know, it's strange I haven't thought about that before. Actually, I did do that before, but not like this, but as like decoration for my Christmas journal, or no, it's not a journal, my Christmas album. Then I used like more like a burlap-y or a linen fabric, and stamped like Christmas stuff on it, and it turned out beautiful. So yeah, I think this is going to stay here. And then I'm going to make like a little plate here, or maybe I just make a big one here. I want to add my name to it since it's my own journal. But yeah, I'm just going to keep it like that. Might even have wanted it to be longer here, but I think that's kind of hard to do afterwards. There, so that looks nice. Maybe I'm going to use this piece. That's a good piece. And like, not sure if I'm going to use maybe more of this. I had more of this fabric, or fabric trim thing. This is very, very delicate and pretty. I'm going to use this a little bit. Just a tiny little snip of this. Yes, that looks beautiful. So some of this and some of that. And did I just did put away everything here. Oh, and I'm out of this lace now. That's too bad. Should order some more. It will get to me in like a year. I don't know. I ordered some stuff from China, and it's taken a really long time this time. I don't know if there's something going on with the customs, like something special going on, because it's been, you know, usually it's like a month, and now it's been like a month and a half, and it's just not one seller, you know, so it's not someone who's not sending whatever I've ordered, but there's like several sellers, and all of them are from China, so I know that's it must be something about that. But yeah, it's kind of strange actually. So there's something something going on there. Not really sure what though, so I guess I just have to keep waiting. But I want my laces and trims, and I've ordered a lot of washi this time, so it's going to be very like unsorted 10 pack, for instance. There was just an image of lots of different, and you know, you shouldn't buy these surprise packs of anything, because usually it's not, it's just stuff that you don't want. But on the other hand, I like surprises like that, you know. And these packets from China are already like Christmas. You get like a Christmas feeling because you wait for them so long, and then, you know, you get, like, I usually order a lot of them as well, so then you get a lot of packages, and I really love the feeling that you don't know what's in which package, and some of the stuff that you ordered, you already forgot about it because it's such a long time you have to wait for them. So yeah, it's a lot like Christmas. So I really love to open my packets from China. Yeah, I'm not going to keep doing that just right now because I'm going to have to finish this first. But I think that I'm going to snip off the laces that are going to end up underneath and make some of them peep out on the other side, just to give the illusion that they like keep going. Just to make it more interesting, I guess. Like this one, I'm going to snip this one off. So from like here, and also this one. And this I'm just going to leave like that. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter, or am I? A little bit. No, this one's going to be, no, I'm not sure again. Because these are the same length, so I'm going to snip this off. This will have to do for now. I think I'm going to let this continue on the other side as well. Or just leave it there. But I do like the notes here, so I'm going to keep them. And I could do some more notes here. I actually really like how that looks on the fabric. Really nice. It looks really nice. So we're making another one here, like that. And here. so. Oh, it disappears behind the lace. But yeah, this one's still here. And you can somehow see it a little bit through here. I guess I could just add some more. If it's some ink on there still. Like that. Just look a little bit dirty, but yeah, I'm going to keep that. So now we are going to glue the ridge here, and I think that it would be much easier just to do this. So I'm going to try this time. Just add a bunch of glue. Instead of doing them individually, I'm just going to add a bunch of glue all the way here, and then I'm going to press it down. And that's going to send us save us some time. We're still spending time, but we're also saving time on this. So it's going to be, yeah, and I was supposed to look that my glue gun was all fired up and stuff, or at least I said I was going to do that. So I guess I will have to look into that in a second. And I think this worked well enough. Unfortunately, we will get some glue stains, but the image is going to go over that part, so it's not going to be that bad. Go. So, and I'm not really sure if I should keep, as you can see, I don't know why they did the image like this. Like, this isn't centered in this frame. There's some sticking out here and I can't really figure out why. So maybe I should mount this on like another paper and distress the edges. I'm not really sure because I don't really like how this looks. And this, I think this cardstock matches quite nicely, so I'm going to use that. Yeah, I should have like worked this into the crease and looked into that. We have this little tool here. I forgot because I was, you know, talking about stuff. So we're like working it into the crease a little bit here, and we're going to like do this just to work in it in a little bit more. So when you open the book, it looks like this. And this is what we're looking for. This is what we want. Good to have to add some more glue underneath here. There we go. This looks nice. So, and I don't know why my paper is stained here, but it doesn't really matter. So I think that I can cut this. I think I can cut this. And I'm going to use the monster. I wish I could get like this kind of cutter in a more, what do you say, easy, more one that's easier to handle, but you know, the same quality would be great. But I think the blade is a bit dislocated because my cuts aren't entirely straight anymore, and that's incredibly annoying. And that's not because of the cutter that it would be bad quality or anything. That's because I attempted to cut chipboard on this one and it's not made for that, so it was like a very stupid move on my part. I will just have to live with that. But that's what it is. Sometimes you do really stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. So I'm just inking the edges a little bit. Not really to make it that dark, just to get the white off the edges. And then we're just going to mount it to give it a little bit of a frame, and I think this is just enough. And I'm not sure if I should add some gold to this, because we do have some gold in the tassel, and it could be nice to have like gold on the cover as well. I'm not really sure. Some gold, I don't know. No, I don't think so. Not like painted gold anyhow. I do have some like tiny gold filled beads. It's like a gold plating with actual gold plating, but it's filled with something else. I could like sew them to the lace perhaps on the cover or something like that. Could be nice. Going to try something. Try it out. See how it looks, but on the other hand, I think that what we have is already very good and absolutely enough. And then I'm going to add some buttons, of course, because I do love buttons. And yeah, I don't know, maybe some more stamping. I'm not really sure. I'm not really an over embellished person. I really like, yeah, subtle decorations. Still shiny, but not super shiny. Just somewhat shiny. That's why I like prefer pearls to crystals, because they are I'm not sure if I should cut this. like I like the shimmer that pearls have. Like if you compare them to crystals, I like pearls more. Would like pearls instead of a diamond necklace, for instance. Like the softness as well. So, there, and I'm just going to cut this piece off to get, here's like a nice frame, and I like this cardstock, it's very, very pretty. So, and I can see my glue gun is plugged in at least, and I haven't cleaned it yet, so it's still really difficult to use. I'm going to try to clean it later on just to see if it's going to make a difference. I have trouble like getting glue out of it. I have to push the glue sticks to get some glue out of it, so that's a little bit annoying when I'm trying to work with it. But I don't really get the time to sit by myself and craft. You know, it's mostly the last couple of weeks I have like only been crafting while streaming, so I haven't really had any time to make any videos or anything. So yeah, it's been really hectic, do you say that, time? And I've been really busy doing all kinds of stuff. This here, I don't really like that, so I'm going to add some water to it and see if I can get it off. I'm going to try to use like a baby wipe and see if I can get it off. I think this is going to work. It's distressing, so it's really reactive, or at least I think I can like get it more muted. To do the same here because I don't like the black. I do like the stamp though, but I don't like the black. The stain, whatever that was. But I think that I'm getting it off. I really hope so. It looks like it. So, and I do think that, yeah, it's not coming off. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Some kind of hair or something. Right. So, and this is going to leave like a water stain, I think, but I think that's kind of neat actually. So that's fine. I think that's going to look good. I'm not really sure what this is. It's like dust or whatever that's got caught in the fabric. So I'm going to add the image here. And like if we pretend that the lace would keep going, it will end up here and here. Do you think we should do it all to the end? Yes, I think so. Or almost, at least, like that. And then this one like that. Here, like this. At least this one's going all the way to the end, and this one is just peeping out here. This has like an upward angle to it, so I'm not really sure what's going on there, but so we're doing this. Yeah, I do like that. I think this is really pretty. So, and this could also like, or I don't know, I think this is just enough, and then I could like have another lace here that's coming, I don't know. No, I'm just going to leave it like that, and then I'm going to add some here, yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure where, I think this is where it should be. Yeah, like that. And I guess I want it a little bit raised from the book so that it comes up a little bit. So I'm going to add some of these chipboard scraps to the back. Just to give it some what do you say, dimension, I think we could call it. Like this, and this, or this and this. Oh, I'm frame. I'm sorry. And I punched the mic again with my elbow. Oh, and my feet are slipping. It's like my desk is a little bit too high, I think, for this chair. So I always, on the other hand, I always sit on my legs anyway, so it's not really about my chair. But I keep telling myself that that's the problem, but I don't think it is. I think the problem is that I always sit on my legs, because that's the only way for me to sit comfortable, because I have like short legs. So I can't really reach the floor. How on any normal chair, I'm always like sitting with my feet in the air, even though I'm like a normal height for a woman at least. It's like my upper body is longer and my legs are shorter, so I look normal, but when I sit on a chair, I'm like, my feet are dangling, so it's uncomfortable to sit like that. And it also makes me feel like a child many times. So I think this is going to look nice. Yes, this is looking really, really nice. So, and I think I'm going to redo like the stamp here instead underneath. So I'm going to leave like this shadow, and then I'm going to add some more stamping here. And I think I really like how this like water damage looks. This is actually dust. I'm going to remove it somehow. So I think I'm going to like glue this down with hot glue, excuse me. I think I have a glue stick here. I had a glue stick here, but it's gone now. No, here it is. So I'm going to add like a lot of it, because otherwise it's dry before I'm done. Here, so we decided to put it here. Is it straight enough? Yes. So here's our cover, or at least it's like really taking shape. I really like how this looks. Oops, something's going on in the kitchen. So yeah, we're going to add the, or I think it looks really nice without the pearls. I think I'm going to add some pearls here just for the my other journal did have, it didn't go all the way around, so I'm not really sure. No, I'm not going to wrap it to the back, just because I want it to like lie flat when I lie it like this. When I put it like this. You're only going to look like on the front anyways. And I'm getting hot glue on my fingers. It's a low heat one, so it's okay. No worries. Even though it does hurt sometimes, especially when it's been plugged in for a long time. It gets really, really hot compared to what it normally is. But no, what happened here? I really dislike hot glue just for this reason, that you get like a stain where it's not supposed to be, and then, you know, you get some like color on it for some reason, you know, you get dirt in it or paint or whatever, and then it's impossible to remove. So I guess you could use like wrapping paper and heat it up. Yeah, I think I might do that. Maybe I can add some pearl here, or should it wrap all the way around? No, I think this is just enough. This is going to be just enough. So, could use some here, maybe. No. So, I think that I'm going to add some buttons. I really, really love buttons, so we're going to use some. This one looks really good on this side. I do have a lot of them here, so I'm going to use, and I did have some pink one, I think. This looks rather good. Guess we could use like a freshwater pearl. Do this too. Pearl. Look at the buttons now. I want like both. I want some more grungy ones, and I do want some like pink ones, and like this one. It's kind of cool. And that's what I really love about this. It's like some of them look like this on the back, and then they look like this like in the front. That's really cool. So I want one with a lot of pink in it, or this one's kind of cool. And you know, you can't really buy these kind of buttons in a fabric shop, or at least I haven't found any like this. I buy them on secondhand stores and like thrift shops, and yeah, then I use them for crafting. And some of them are really, really cool on the back, like with strong pink colors, and some of them are just pearly. So I'm going to use this one maybe, or this. I'm going to remove the green, at least from this side. They could like be here. going to use this piece on the spine, so I'm not going to add that here. So I want like some laces here maybe, or like here. So this area is like a little bit, it goes a little bit over in there, or perhaps not. When you think about it, it looks nice here. I don't know really, I think could add some here, like it's continuing here, but I don't know. I think this looks good. It's very similar to another cover that I made before. And I don't really think that matters, because when you like have a formula that works, you should use it. I don't mean that you have to do like exactly the same every time, but there's no shame in reusing like the same formula several times. At least I don't think so. You do whatever works for you. I'm going to do this. So and I think 3 buttons is nice. I think we're going to use 3 buttons here as well. So I have like this tiny little button here, that one here and here. And I do have some pink thread, so I'm going to look into maybe, no, or should I use that side? I kind of like the grunginess of this button. I think that I'm going to use that because I really like that. So of these ones, maybe I could add like one more here. And I like this one as well. It's also very grungy. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And then here I'm going to add my name, and I'm not sure if I'm going to stamp it directly to the fabric. I might do that. Actually, I have to find, like, I'm going to buy Stays On ink, I think, because as you can see here, Distress ink is very reactive with water, and if it gets wet, like it's by stamps. On the other hand, you know, whatever cover you have is going to get ruined if it gets wet. So, but I do like that it's more permanent when you use like Stays On, or I guess it is. I have never used it, but I want something that is more permanent. So yeah, but this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to sew through these buttons just to like give the illusion that I have sewn them on, because I'm going to sew through them first and then I'm going to glue them on. Because I tried sewing buttons on a cover and it's really hard, because you know the fabric is lying straight. You know, I had a needle here. think you heard me say something very similar to that before. Here it is. What was I saying? Yeah, it's a bit tricky to sew through something. Actually, I'm going to use like my fabric. This is not fabric thread, or I guess you could say that, but it's cotton thread. So let's use some of this. I think this is so nice. And if you have like a big button with big holes, you can just use whatever. And this looks like we've threaded through like several times, but we didn't, so it's an illusion. It's a time-saving illusion. So we just keep threading through. And I kind of like the grunginess of this one as well. I'm not sure which side I'm going to use, but we do have like 2 grungier buttons. So I get it through on the other side. Then we're going to pull through on the other side as well. I think I'm going to tie this into a bow. Or I'm not sure if it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. No, we're not going to do that. It's not going to work. It's too flimsy. So I'm just going to thread it through one more time. Here. To tie it twice. It's not going to matter really. I could just leave it because I'm going to glue it on anyway, but it feels good to tie it off. So, and it also feels good that I used those threads even though it was for like this tiny thing, so I still use them for something. So I'm adding glue and just pushing it down there. I think I'm going to add some glue underneath here as well, and I guess that's one of the pros of hot glue, is that it doesn't bleed because it's plastic. So if you want something, I guess it's good for gluing fabrics. Like that. So, and let's see if I had like my cotton thread here. Let's just take some more. Going to use some hot glue just to give it like a point instead of keep licking it, because it's, yeah, I don't like licking things. It's not really my cup of tea, you know. So yeah, we're going to make this like a double one. So I'm going to do the same again, like dip it into the glue to give it like a point. was thinking that I am going to tie this into like a little bow. I think that looks kind of neat. So I'm going to like cross this a couple of times. When it's like a cotton, it goes so much faster. And I think this is too short to tie a bow, but we're going to try it at least. Come on, come on. Here we go. It's a bow. Do you think that it's... Can you see what I'm doing? I really hope so. I don't like being out of frame. Is it a bow? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? To add some glue to the knot and like push it down a bit. Yeah, I think this is good enough. But I'm not really sure I like how that looks. That's the problem. We're just going to remove it and add another one. Too big. Not enough pink. This is more of a brown than a pink, actually. I think that this one's going to do the trick. You think? Yeah. So I'm just going to like do the same thing but faster and not tie bow. This time. We're going to tie it first and then snip it off. That's more clever, don't you think? There we go. And snip it off. And snip this already off. And add glue. Glue our fingers again. My fingers. It's like I'm saying we when I'm talking about myself. That's interesting. interesting indeed. So there, and I think that I will have to get like a pink thread. I do have some cotton yarn here, I think, that I can use instead of, oh, I have like this embroidery stuff that I can use. Instead, but I think this is a bit too. Do I have something else? No. Blue. I think it's going to be fine as long as I use like a little bit. And of course it's tied, but this is not the end. Where's the beginning? Where's the end? This was a tricky one. I'm not really sure how I'm going to get into this. All of these, you know, I could just, well, it is, well, this is like a beginning or end. I just didn't realize it was like folded several times, so now I have to fold it back because I'm just going to use a little bit, so like once or twice or whatever. I'm just going to put it back like this, and I'm going to do that a few times, and then it's going to be a total mess. And I think I'm going to use the pink on this one because that's going to look really nice, like mixed with a grungy dark here. It's going to be really nice. So I'm just going to thread it a few times. I think my husband is like putting stuff on the attic or something. I can like hear the elevator in the building. So there's our knots. And moment of truth. Yeah, it looks good. I'm going to use this. Oops. Sorry. And yeah, so since my husband went out, I might have to run off if Ivar, my son, wakes up. And just telling you now so you know what's going on if I suddenly run off. But usually he doesn't wake up. It's only sometimes. I think he has like night terrors or something like that. That's at least what our doctor told us, or like nightmares, something like that. when we asked about it, it was like a period when he did wake up a lot and cried a lot, and we were really worried because it was like impossible to comfort him, and he just kept crying. We couldn't get any, like, no contact, and then he would suddenly fall asleep again. So we were really worried, and you know, it sounded like he was in pain, or you know, something like that. So as a mom, it was horrible, but you know, he's settled down fine. And yeah, when they told us it's probably night terror and that we can probably not really do anything aside from just be there for him, and you know, it's better to like cry when someone holds you than to cry by yourself. So even though we can't really do anything, all we have to do is like, yeah, be there, hold him, and like talk to him and stuff, and it's worked. It only happens like once in a couple of months rather than every night, so it's worked really good actually. And from what I've heard, they grow out of it, so yeah. That's really good. So I talked to some other parents, and it's fairly common as well from what they have told me. So, and it's not that it feels better because it happens to other kids, but you know, that that other people go through the same stuff and that it's not abnormal. I guess that feels kind of good. So I feel a lot calmer about it now, at least, than I did before. So I guess before it made me feel like I failed as a parent somehow, because you know, when my kid was crying I couldn't do anything. Oh, I am like horribly out of frame. I must have like nicked the camera or something. I should really look up more, but I don't know how the angle looks now. I'm going to have to, yeah. Well, it's better at least. I don't know how long I've been like working like that. I'm sorry. I cannot promise you that it will not happen again, but I am going to try not to do that. So I think this is going to be the last piece of lace, at least. I'm not really sure about the pink here. Something happened. It's like it breaks. No, I don't really like that. I think I might have to remove it actually. I think that it like breaks the softness of the colors, really. Something, at least I can tell that it's something that I don't like. I have to change that, so, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to change that. Yeah, I can just pull it off. too bad because I really liked this button, but I guess this one could be nice as well. It's a bit, would take some time to remove the thread and stuff from this one, so I'm not going to try that. I'm just going to like add the other one. Or was this the order? Yeah, it was like this. Maybe the green? Nope, not the green one. I'm not sure about threading through all of them either, but yeah, I'm going to keep going. I've done it on everyone, so I guess I could just do it on these two. It's just now that I have my super like glued piece here, I can just thread through and glue it on there. So we went to this event in Östhammar today. It's like a small town, and it's close to Östersjön, like the sea on the east side of Sweden. So it was like, is it an exhibition when they show art? I'm not sure, or an art show or something. My mom is an artist, so she was showing some of her art. It was like an outdoor event, and yeah, we met some other artists. It was me, and I had Ivar, my son, with me, and my husband. And yeah, we had some coffee, walked around the water. My son is crazy about everything that's like close to water. So all he wanted to do was to run in and jump into the water. So I really had to, it's like you don't really have that much time to have a cup of coffee or anything. You like drink, or I'm not a coffee drinker, I drink tea, but I have my tea at a very fast pace, and then I run after Ivar and stop him from jumping into the water, because there wasn't even like a beach or anything. It was just rocks. It's for like boats and stuff, so it's just rocks, and then it gets really deep, like 2 feet out of the water. So yeah, and it's super duper cold, since it's like, yeah, basically the sea. So even though it's really warm, it's been really warm and a lot of sun today, it's still like super duper cold in Östersjön. So yeah, I like chased after him a lot today, but it was still very nice. I had some time to like talk to my parents, and then we went over and had dinner, and then we hurried home, and then I started a stream. because I really love to stream. And like it's like a dream that I would really love to be an artist as well, like my mom, like not a big artist that makes a living on selling their art, because I don't know, as fast as you have like a deadline on something you need to do, then it like ruins the fun. I think so, that it ruins the fun of it. And I have nothing, I like to sell my you know, my projects. I really love to sell my projects because someone, you know, used them, but I want to make them first and then sell them, because when someone orders something and you have like a deadline, then you have to craft. And then you sometimes it's like someone asks for papers or colors that I'm not very familiar with, or like, oh, I don't like shabby chic. And then I'm like, but how, what am I supposed to do then? Like most of the stuff that I do is somehow shabby chic. So yeah, it's like my hands get very tied and I just sit and, you know, last time someone ordered something, I just sat and looked at the papers, because they were like so different from what I usually do and from what I would make myself. I just sat and looked at the papers for almost a whole day, just to like figure out what I was supposed to do with it, because, you know, I couldn't really match them to anything. I couldn't really. And then, you know, I made something of it, and I really liked how it ended up after, you know, but it was like a very difficult process, because, you know, it's not just to put things together. Even though you have a collection, all of the papers don't match. You know, you have to pick out the ones that you like and think matches together and stuff. So yeah, it was really a hard process, but I'm still really happy that I did it, because, you know, it widens your knowledge, and like even though, you know, in the beginning I didn't even like shabby chic. I don't really know why I didn't like it, but it wasn't until I watched a lot of videos and I made an attempt myself that I realized that I could, you know, do it in a way that I liked. So it wasn't until then I started using it in my projects, and then I was like totally hooked, so I can't really stop making things shabby chic instead. So yeah, so I'm just going to like add my name to it with these stamps I have here. If I can find all of my letters, because this has been like all over the floor a few times. Let's see if we can find an O. We have a T and an A and an O. Now all we need is a V. Okay, Y, P, I, C, D, M, B, E, L, Q, and G, R, C. No, we don't have a V, so we can't really make, I can't spell my name with this. So that's kind of a bummer. What are we supposed to do then? That's kind of a hard one, actually. I think that we will have to keep it like this and, you know, keep going another day. Yeah, I think that I'm going to end here, actually, for today. I've been at it for 3.5 hours almost now, so yeah, it's time to go do something else for a little while, and maybe like go to bed because it's getting quite late. So yeah, but I really hope you enjoyed the stream, and I would like to thank you so much for watching. It's been fun, and I hope to see you again. I will probably stream again somewhere midweek. I try to start at 8 Swedish time. I have no idea what kind of time it is where you are, but it's like, yeah, the same time. So yeah, somewhere midweek and on Saturday. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me. Have a lovely day or evening. Bye.